I wanted to talk today about opportunities to create community among professional users. I think there's always been a friction between the aggregators of information and the individual providers of information, and I think there's an opportunity for both of these parties to continue serving the needs of professional users. So my comments today apply to various categories of users: financial users, legal users, and medical users. I'm going to focus more particularly on the medical users. It's a space I've done a fair amount of work in. So within that category, of course, there are two types of users there primarily. You've got the clinicians, physicians and nurses and the like, and then you also have the researchers. And typically SIIA members are addressing the needs of both of these groups. And both of these groups are, again, getting their information from the big aggregators who are able to pull together content from a variety of different sources, journals and textbooks and the like. And then the users are also getting access to information through their societies, which again are specialty based, so OBGYN and cardiology and the like. And the societies in particular, I think, have an opportunity to reach out to their constituencies and really continue to be a source of community for their members, who granted can get access to this information through the aggregators, but it's through the society that the individual members can, for example, get access to the print edition, which typically they get as a part of their membership. And also, it's through the society's regular meetings that its members are getting to interact with each other and form professional bonds. And so I think we've seen efforts going on outside of the societies in the broader community to create these groups that haven't succeeded to date. So for example, LinkedIn is used a great deal among professionals in the business circle, but it hasn't really gained traction with physicians and researchers per se. There was a lot of buzz around Sermo for several years, which was an online community for physicians, but it too hasn't really gained much momentum. And so I think the societies and like organizations can really take advantage of their relationships with the membership and create that fertile environment where physicians can reach out to each other for information, not only about their clinical practice, but also about issues like practice management, and also can get customized editions of the information that they need. And this is again in the print edition, where there are still users who like the print edition. I think we all continue to subscribe to various print editions because of its portability and the sort of tactile experience of it and so forth. But the reality is, certainly with print, that there isn't necessarily a need on the part of your typical physician or researcher to read the contents of the entire issue that the society has typically put out. So there's an opportunity to do a custom print edition, and there are all sorts of interesting services out there, internet-based services, where the user can determine which sections of the issue he'd like to get on a per-issue basis or going forward on a subscription basis, and then can just get a printout or a digital version of those particular issues or sections within the issue. And similarly, you know, within the digital version, with the increased mobility of the smartphone and the increased real estate that the readers and tablets and the like offer, there are increasing number of options for these publishers, these smaller publishers, to create a form that's really appealing to the user And there are increasing numbers of software that allow the publisher to format the content in a palatable way. So whether it's the Instapaper or the TreeSaver or the long reads, these can be formatted for various types of devices. So you're meeting the needs of the individual in that way, but then also you can reach out to enforce the community by providing resources where the user can collect, manage, and share information in a very streamlined fashion. You can create more informal opportunities for members of your community to assemble by creating meetups around the country on a local basis. And there are really powerful social search tools now that can be incorporated into your offering, your digital offering, that tap into your users' Twitter feeds and who's following what of interest, and it can be both for clinical information or more practice management information, which is equally valuable in the sense that a physician in a small practice in upstate New York of 5 urologists who knows that they have to make the migration to the electronic medical record, but really is having trouble figuring out which is the best provider for his specialty, would certainly be interested in hearing what colleagues around the country in comparably sized practices are using. So it strikes me that there's still space for community to be enhanced, and this would be in parallel with the large volume of information that the aggregators are providing, and the two can coexist in a really symbiotic relationship that is worth investigating further.